You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. We are here once again, and today we have a true honor. We're going to be talking to the one and only, the chef himself, Andre Rush. He is former White House chef and also a decorated combat veteran. I want to say first, welcome to the show, and let's talk about this awesome new book that you have, Call Me Chef, Dammit.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here, and thank you so much.
You've done some amazing things, not just in your military career, not just at the White House. You are known for your 2,222 daily push-ups that went viral. I mean, you have a nonprofit that helps mentors the young people. Tell us all about this book, man.
You gave me chill bumps. I had to realize that, it's so surreal because it was just my life. I never meant to put it on paper. It just happened. And when I was going to put it on paper, I decided to being in that political world. You think like they think sometimes and say the things that should be said. But I this time decided to say the things that I wanted to say. And I'll be very transparent. I know I'll get flashback and lashback from it, from the racial division to the things with toxic leadership and all that. But it was a necessary for me to talk about what I wanted to talk to for a change, especially for the younger generation. The kids are the future, and I just want to be very open about that and give back as much as I possibly can. And that's why I do all the things that I do. I'm one person, and believe me, it's a tasking, but it's a tasking that we can handle.
There's also a quote where you are challenging the reader to take a moment, stop, look at where they are in life, and keep moving forward. Touch on that a little bit for the audience.
It is because, right now, what I see in this world, we've had a big divide, with the pandemic, with the racial things, with George Floyd, with, the Capitol, Iraq, the politics everywhere. The social media be used for the greatest things and then for the worst things. And I tell people, the lack of humility and that the people are so entitled now and so me instead of we. And I tell people, stop for a second, look and be blessed, be thankful for where you are. You're talking about yourself and thinking how hard you're doing. Instead of thinking about how hard you're doing and talking about it, do something about it. Stop being a finger warrior and get out there. Your words should be power. You should be power. But the most important now, you should look at that younger generation, whether it be that male, that female, or your kids or somebody else's kid, and give them that hope. Because after you, it's going to be them, and it's their legacy and what you're going to leave behind.
Once again, we're talking to former White House chef, the one and only Mr. Chef Andre Rush. Now, from your childhood, you have experience being on the farm. I think that's interesting. How has that experience, you growing up working on the farm and that lifestyle, contribute to where you are today?
I say right now, could I have done that now? Because it was hard work. My dad was from the South, big, brawny black man, and he was the hardest worker. He did construction for 50 years, literally, before he retired. And he said, the boys go to work, the girls go to school. And when he said work, I mean work. As soon as I could walk, he put me to work. And sometimes I felt I was so mad because I didn't get the childhood I wanted. I wore the same shoes. I did the same thing. I was the last to eat, and it was the least amount. And after it was all said and done, I still work just as hard right now. I still do everything harder than anybody else. I'm the hardest worker in the room, no matter what my level is. I don't care who you are. I'm going to respect you. If I'm leading, I'm leading. If I'm following, and I'm pushing you to lead even harder. It's not about egos or I. Like I said, again, it's about we. And I had to understand that with my dad, with the work habits, with my mom, with the love habits that installed and embedded in us and embedded in me. And like I said, we use that as you do to carry on and to carry us.
And once again, I mean, you served under multiple presidents of the United States, Clinton, George Bush, Barack Obama, and recently Donald Trump. What was it like having that opportunity to be around the White House and just be inside the White House?
Surreal, actually. And the funny thing I said about my dad was about being the hardest worker. The first time I went there, I didn't look left or right. I just worked. In the back of my mind, my perspective or my thoughts were somebody wanted me to fail. Somebody did not want me to succeed. I was a black male in the White House, and I was different. I was very different, and I had gone through a lot of different things with a lot of different people demographically. And so it took me years later to realize that. I've never been a starstruck person, never been that person, never asked to take pictures or wanted to take pictures because I knew my value and my worth. And it wasn't that me being disrespectful. It was just me. I had to keep that humility and keep that mindset that is, I need to do this. But it was the most humbling, and still to this very day, it was part of history. Being in some place that people could only see it and imagine behind the walls and know the history behind us.
And you also touched in the book about PTSD and your experience that you personally had working at the Pentagon when American Airlines Flight 77 hit the building during the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Touch on that real quick before we let you go.
So I have PTSD, and it started there. That was a foundation of my PTSD without even me knowing what PTSD really was or meant, from the shell shock days. And I went to inpatient for, 4 or 6 months, and another inpatient 4 to 6 months, an outpatient for a year. And I was just lost. I mean, literally, I was this leader. I was this big guy who had been working for the highest people in the entire world and the country. And then I realized that I needed some support, right? And that was my last trip in Iraq in 2016 or so, 15, 16. And one of my leaders told me that I did. And that's when I had to come to the realization that I needed to do that for myself. And then after I started doing it, I realized that I need to help do it for others as well. You get put in leadership roles as a leader, even when you're at your bottom, you can still lead, but you use other people as a conduit to help you lead. And so that's what I did.
Once again, true honor talking to former White House chef Andre Rush. Get his amazing new book, Call Me Chef. Dammit, I want to say thank you for taking time. Your super busy schedule talking to us today.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
I Am Refocused Radio is brought to you by Foo 4 Star and Holy Crab. Foo 4 Star is a family-owned Asian restaurant in San Antonio, Texas. We have been a local favorite for Asian cuisine for over 10 years. With nothing but full smiles and fast service, you'll be leaving satisfied. Come on in for some authentic Vietnamese food. Holy Crab is one-of-a-kind Cajun Creole-style seafood restaurant located in Universal City, Texas. We offer traditional seafood items as well as chicken and steak. We also offer seafood boils. Come give us a try. You won't be disappointed. You can find these two eateries in Universal City, Texas at 2921 Pat Booker Road.